Building a school. Imagine that the nearest school was 10 miles from your home. Perhaps your mom or dad would drive you there, or a school bus could take you. But what if your parents didn't have a car, or there wasn't even a road from your house to the school? What would you do? Just stay home and forget about your studies? The children in the new village of Mangini in South Zimbabwe, Africa, were faced with a somewhat similar challenge. Mangini was created by villagers who moved from different parts of Zimbabwe. When they arrived, it was summer, and there was no school. All the families were busy building their huts, and nobody thought about the school, said Maste, one of the village elders. We realized very late there was no nearby school for the kids. The villagers, along with children, panicked. The parents held an emergency meeting, but couldn't come up with a solution. Nobody in the village had a car, and between Mangini and the nearest school was a game preserve with wild animals, too dangerous for children to travel through. Then someone came up with an idea. Near the village stood an old, abandoned farm warehouse. It could be cleaned, renovated, and turned into classrooms. The parents repaired the leaky roof using scrap wood. They divided the warehouse into 3 classrooms. Still, there was much work to do. The walls were dirty and needed to be scrubbed. The grasses and bushes outside needed to be cleared, and the pits left by miners needed to be filled. The parents had run out of time. The rains were coming, and the village elders had to go to work in the fields. Most of the families survived by growing and selling maize, corn. Children of Manchiai decided to finish the warehouse themselves. They brought tools, slashers to cut the grass, and blades and wheelbarrows. They needed to get busy. Summer had ended and other schools had already opened. The younger children slashed grasses. Those a little bit older cleared the bushes, and those without tools filled in pits with sand. Things improved when 2 male teachers who worked for the country's Department of Education arrived to help out. First with the construction, then with the teaching. 2 Swedish visitors were also touched by the children's determination. They donated textbooks, pens, and pencils. After 10 days of hard work, the new school was ready. For the children, it was catch-up time. They were behind in their studies. But even more challenges were waiting for them. There were too many students and too few rooms. The 3 classrooms couldn't hold them all. Some of the boys and girls had to study outside. During science, plastic bottles were used for beakers. 4 children had to sit at a bench designed for 2. As many as 4 students had to share 1 book. Despite all these problems, the children in Manchiai village were happy to be at school. Their school. They know they might not be the most modern school in the district, but they're proud of it. Their dream of having a school near their home had come true.